So black soldier fly is just to replace the protein.
Okay.
So we will just remove the soya component.
Okay.
Right? Remove the soya component and replace it with BSF.
Okay.
So we are saving from buying soya, which is almost 500 Ghana cedis. When we get the fresh larva, if we are using to feed layers, when you have the fresh larva, you pour hot water on it to remove any microbes that may be in it, and then we can wait for about 3 to 4 minutes, and we can apply it to the birds. If you are feeding it wet and you want to buy a pre-pupa, we give you 50% off. Normally we charge 1,000 Ghana for 1 kg.
1 kg, 1,000 Ghana.
For pre-pupa. But if you come through this channel, your channel will give you 50% off.
Wow, make what?
Which is 500 Ghana. But
Please, can you introduce yourself?
DwomoKay, Kwesi Dumo from DwomoKay Farms. I'm the manager, owner of DwomoKay Farms.
Okay. So you are in the black soldier farm. So what motivated you to start black? Okay.
So this is actually a poultry farm, right?
Okay.
So I started this farm like 4 years ago. So when I came to Ghana, right, I wasn't living here before. So when I came here, I realized that the cost of feeding is very expensive, and it's really hard to maintain, to be profitable in a venture like this when the cost of feeding is very high. So let's say in 2021, we saw the price of feed increasing every time, and that caused a lot of farmers to exit the business. So we looked at different avenues where we could reduce the cost of feed. And one commodity that is highly expensive is the protein content. So a friend of mine introduced me to black soldier fly, and we expanded on it, and we went on YouTube and learned more. And we also did some hands-on experiment, and this is where we are right now. So we are actually producing black soldier fly in order to cut the cost of feeding.
Okay. So if somebody wants to start, how long the person will take to start?
With the black soldier fly, you need the pre-pupa. You need to build up these nets, which are the larva cages. You need to have these containers or the biopods, which are way over there, and these are the yellow containers that we use to store them. You need to have the concept of the black soldier fly before you start. Otherwise, like we ended up making a lot of mistakes. So for me, what I always advise a lot of people is you need to get a mentor, somebody who has done it and proven himself, so he can help you along the line, because it's more scientific, right? It's not something that you just learn and you just go. There are so many techniques and there are so many stages in the production of black soldier fly. Okay,
so if I might ask, the time you start, what challenge do you face?
We faced so many challenges. When we even started, we couldn't even get the flies to mate. And this is the larva cages. We didn't have the right environment. You need humidity level to be a certain level. You need sunlight. You need so many environmental factors. So we faced, our flies couldn't mate. Our flies were dying, and we didn't even know the reasons why. And one challenge also is getting the waste. There's a lot of waste in Ghana, but getting the waste is even a challenge. We are lucky, we are blessed to have poultry manure that we use as our waste source, right? But we also go into the market to get market waste, or the restaurant to get kitchen waste. But it's hard to get the waste. Yeah.
Okay, so what if I can take out to the waste cycle of the?
Okay, so we'll take you through. We have some of the larva here. This is the pure larva. Is instars.
Okay.
The fifth instar. This is the stage where we use it to feed the birds, right?
Okay.
But if you're feeding it to chickens that are free range, it's okay. You can just throw them out and they'll just pick on it. But for us per se, we wouldn't use this black soldier fly larva to feed the layers. We can use it to feed chicks, and we can also use to feed growers. But layers have so many complications, so we don't per se use it to feed layers. We can also use it to feed spent layers. That is chickens that have exceeded over 2 years or have exceeded their laying lifespan. Okay. It's also really good to feed broilers. So and Sassos. We have the Sassos here, right? Okay. So we have been using it to feed Sassos as well. We are expanding on it to also. We are actually running a trial for broilers, which will be coming in soon, and we'll be using black soldier fly as their base for protein, and see how it develops. It's really good for pigs as well, and it's also really good for fish. Right. So this bears more similarities with fish meal, because it has high amino acids, right? Protein and good fatty acids, right? So that's the benefit of the BSF. We call it the BSF larva.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is the pre-pupa. See, at the pre-pupa stage, from here, which is the 5th instar, they turn dark, which is the pre-pupa. So at the pre-pupa stage, the protein level is actually really low. We don't use this to feed. We leave them. You can come along and I'll show you. We put them in the. This is the larva cage. So we put it in the larva cage, and then within a couple of days, it could take up to 7 days or so. From our experience, the flies could even emerge from the 2nd or 3rd day. But for majority of the flies to emerge, it could take about a week, right? So this is what we have. These pre-pupa have emerged into flies. And when they emerge into flies, you see them, they mate, right? They mate and they lay eggs. So they actually lay eggs. I'll show you where they lay their eggs. We collect the eggs every day, right? So you can come along. They lay eggs in these crevices. This is a wooden chamber. You see the eggs that they've laid. So these are the eggs.
They are tiny, but
yeah, they're very tiny. So we'll go through the process with you and show you how these eggs also become the 5th instar larva. So we'll feed these. We'll hatch. We actually have a hatching room where we hatch these eggs, and then they will be fed their real food, and then they will become the 6th larva. The whole process could take about 25 to 40 days.
25 to 40 days.
Yes, to become the pre-pupa. From here to become the pre-pupa. But right now we are doing better in reducing the length of time it takes. So we normally collect the eggs later in the day when the sun has settled down a bit. It's actually best to collect the eggs, the black soldier fly eggs, in the morning when the sun activity is low. Black soldier flies love They love the sun. Anywhere that the sun, they thrive very well. And you can see a lot of mating. I can even show you some mating. We can go through and I'll show you where the flies are mating. Okay. It may be hard to see, but okay. So these are the love cages, right?
Okay.
So when they mate, you realize that they come end to end.
Okay. So if they meet, it takes how long to give eggs?
The females will lay their eggs shortly after, and the males will die shortly after too. So as soon as they mate, you see some have died, right?
Okay.
Yes. The males will die after mating, and the females will die after depositing their
So the one that die, how do you, after that you throw them away or what?
Actually, that's why black soldier fly, there's zero waste in black soldier fly. So these dead flies that you're seeing here actually has something that they call chitin.
Okay.
So chitin actually has pharmaceutical benefits, and even for chitin we use it with the frass. What I was telling you earlier, I told you about the fertilizer, right?
Yeah.
So you can add chitin into the fertilizer that the black soldier fly produces, and then you can apply it on your plants.
Okay.
It acts as an it has antimicrobial effect, and also acts as if there were insects in the plant already. So it will prevent insects from attacking your plants as well. So, and also it has calcium. Okay. The shells has a lot of calcium.
So you use the calcium to do different things?
The calcium can also benefit the plants. When we add it to the fertilizer, it benefits the plants as well.
Okay. So I think let's see the life cycle for.
We'll let you see. So we have right now we have about 11 of these love cages. So what we do with the what we do with the love cages is that we actually put dates on it.
Okay.
Right. So you can see that you can see that each love cage there's a date here, right? Okay. And we put the quantity of pre-paper that we put in. Okay. Here. Because here you see 12 March 3 kg pre-paper. Okay. So every 10 to 15 days we are putting in. Every day we are putting in pre-paper.
Pre-paper, okay.
So the cycle goes around. In every 10 days to 15 days, we are filling. Each one is being refilled again.
Okay.
Yes.
So the record is very important.
Yeah, we keep record of it. So so at least we wouldn't confuse ourselves. Oh, is it this one that we have to refill, or this one that we have to? It's always good to keep records of it, right?
Okay.
So right now we are actually expanding the BSF, right? Okay. Our goal is to get about 20 nets. We have 11 now. So so like I was saying, we're actually expanding our BSF facility. As we believe in it, and so we want to expand on it. And our goal is to get over 500 kg a day. But right now, 500 kg of pure larva. But right now we're doing about 40 to 50 kg a day.
Okay. So please, can you take out the importance of it?
The importance of the black soldier larva, like I said, we use it to feed chickens, poultry birds, not only chickens, ducks, anything poultry, fish, pigs. Okay. Right. It has high level of protein. Protein percentage could range from the 30% up to the 50%. It depends on how which stage you want. For if you want it the wet stage, the protein percent could be in the lower 40 percentages, but you can go ahead and remove the fat from it, and the protein percent could increase.
Okay, yes, like, so how do you sell it?
Right now, we are not selling it because we cannot even meet our own demand here.
Okay.
Right? The goal is to help ourselves first, and if we have excess, then we can sell. But since we are a poultry farm, we are always going to have birds. Like I said, the future goal is to have broilers, right? Because in Ghana, we have an issue. And the issue is that the chicken in Ghana is very expensive. So we bring chickens from abroad. And I've lived in Canada, and I can tell you for sure, the chicken that they bring here, the cost doesn't match it. Because in Canada, I can buy a full chicken for $20 or $25. But when they come here, when the chickens come here, it's way cheaper. So in my head, I'm thinking there's something wrong, right? It's either it's not accepted there, that's why it's being shipped here. So we want to give Ghanaians quality. And by quality, Ghanaians want things cheaper too, cheap cost. Because if we produce broilers in Ghana, and I'm charging 100 to 150 Ghana, it's hard for the average person to buy it because it's expensive for them. So we are trying to produce broilers where it will cost cheaper than what is being what's being imported into the country. I believe that if I produce broilers, we believe that the cost could be less than 70 Ghana.
Sure.
To the average Ghanaian.
So let's use broilers. So if you broilers, you are using
black soldier fly
to feed them. That would take you give them the feed or only use.
Okay, so black soldier fly is just to replace the protein.
Okay.
So we will just remove the soya component.
Okay.
Right? Remove the soya component and replace it with BSF. Okay. So we are saving from buying soya, which is almost 500 Ghana cedis, and I can produce BSF at a minimum cost. So it's a cost-effective way of doing poultry.
So yes, how do you make the BSF?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you make the feed?
Okay, so there are different ways of making the feed. If you want to commercialize it or mix it with the feed with the other feed components, you have to, like the wet one that I showed you, you have to dry it.
Okay.
If you dry it, also there's also an effect. If you dry it, what we've experienced that if you dry it, you lose about 75% of the weight of the larva. But you dry it, and then you can take it to the feed mill to grind it with your feed. First, also you have to remove. Normally, what we do is when we get a fresh larva, if you are using to feed layers, when you have the fresh larva, you pour hot water on it to remove any microbes that may be in it, and then we can wait for about 3 to 4 minutes, and we can apply it to the birds. If you are feeding it wet, we can take it and with the Sassos, Sassos have a high immune system, so we don't necessarily have to put hot water on it or anything. We can just give it to them, and we'll show you how they scramble for the BSF when we feed them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also I have one of my Shadrach. He's also an agri student, so I want him to also understand this concept, because if in the future he's not working here sometime, I know this is really new in Ghana here. So anybody who is interested in the agri field and he's young, I want the young guys to get the concept of agri. It's not only coming to work here and just leaving.
Okay.
You understand? You have to learn something with you, be it poultry, be it whatever, for me, my goal is anybody who comes in here has to learn something with him, especially if the person has that mindset. You know, there are a lot of youth who will just come and somebody is just looking for money in his pocket. Some also want to do something else or expand on his knowledge. So it's good to put them in it so they also learn. So I have Shadrach here, he's also here. And then I have another worker, he's also James.
Okay.
He's also helps. And we have my main guy who's been doing it. His name is also Sam. And then we have also 2 ladies who have been helping us with the sieving, because it's a lot of work. Black sugar fly is a lot of work, and they can attest to it. You need more hands, but right now we are starting the whole. We are still in the process of expansion, like you see. But right now we are building more. These are called the Biopods. Okay. So what Shadrach is here is just mixing the mortar to build more of these Biopods.
Okay, so if someone wants to start BSF, how much the person need to start?
It depends on how big he wants to go. If he just wants to do something small, I say it could be less than if it's something small, it's just the cost of building one net. Okay. You can just start from building one net. Let me show you. So if somebody wants to start, all he needs to do is get one of these nets.
Okay.
This a 2x2, right?
Yeah.
So get this 2x2 and get this net. We bought this for about, let's say, 300 Ghana or so.
Okay.
And these, so roughly something like this will cost about 1,000 Ghana.
This was not mosquito nets.
We don't use mosquito nets. What are these again?
The lace from the market.
The lace that we.
For the curtain.
The curtain laces.
Okay.
Somebody can also. Like you talked about mosquito nets, right?
Yeah.
Why we don't use mosquito nets is that they have medications in it, an insecticide medication in it, and it will end up killing the flies.
So do you have size of this? Or you can do any size you want?
We use a dimension. There's a dimension that we use.
3 by 3.
4 feet square.
4 feet by 4. Okay. 4 by 4 square. Okay.
So like I was saying, that's Sam, and he's also helping with the BSB.
So why this thing?
We put this thing inside dirty oil to prevent ants. From climbing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, so these are biopods.
Okay.
And we use different substrates.
Okay.
Substrate is the waste that we use. We call it substrate, right? This we used oranges.
Okay.
But we've learned something about oranges is that it's not a good substrate for us because it has there's citric acid in it. So what we've realized is that sometimes the larva tends to die. So this is the same fruit or oranges, and this substrate we use food waste. So whatever we use 70% pure manure.
Okay.
And poultry manure, because we have, like I said, it's a poultry farm, so it's easily accessible to us. So we use 70% poultry manure and 30% food waste or fruit waste, whatever we get. But what is sustainable for me is poultry manure. If we are expanding to 200 kg or 300 kg, or the problem is the food waste. We produce a lot of waste in Ghana, but waste goes back into waste. It's really hard to find waste. And waste is actually expensive. So what we're doing is our future goal is to use purely poultry manure. But the drawback is that poultry manure, it doesn't bulk up as much as using the market waste. Because market waste has a lot of carbohydrate. But then again, poultry manure tends to have more protein content in the larva. than using kitchen waste.
Okay.
So these are our biopods. These are the biopods. So we also the biopod. We also date the biopod, so at least we can also differentiate it from each and every one. Like here, you can see the egg collection date.
Okay.
You can see the hatching date.
Okay.
The first feeding. Before we used to do second feeding, but now we don't do second feeding. We just do one-time feeding. So this one, the first feeding was on the 1st of April.
Okay.
So, so this is about today is 10th. It's the 10th. So this is about 9 days larva.
Okay.
So in about 3 days, they should actually be good enough, because it should take about 12 to 14 days for them to mature to be used as feed.
Okay.
Yes. So
what food they normally eat?
Like I said, these are 70% poultry manure and 30% food waste.
Okay.
And the manure, I'll further show you. The manure becomes a fertilizer.
Okay.
After they have decomposed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you sell the manure?
The manure in the future will be sold. So I can show you. Where's the dry one?
This is manure.
Okay.
Let me scoop.
Okay, scoop. So it's this same manure that you see that has turned into this. Now it's fertilizer now. So this is what we call the black soldier frass. The black soldier has actually decomposed the feed that we give to them, the manure and the 30% food waste, and now it has become fertilizer. At this stage, we've kept it for over a month, so you can see the heat, everything has been removed, but we cannot apply a wet one into the soil, because then it will kill whatever you're trying to grow.
Okay.
But when it's fully decomposed, and all the heat has been gotten rid of, you can actually apply it to the plants of. Normally, this is great for organic farmers, and also vegetable farmers, right?
Okay.
So this is the black soldier frass, the fertilizer as well, and with this the dead flies and the black soldier fly shells will be mixed up with this. Okay. Like I said, the dead flies has chitin, and the shells also have calcium. So all those are good for the soil. Okay. Yes. So like then again, this is also the top frass, right?
Okay.
But it's not it's decomposed yet. The black soldier fly, as we are, So this black soldier fly, this black soldier larva would decompose the feed in here within a week. Everything will be gone. Okay. So our staff will actually start picking in a couple of days until everything is really decomposed.
So for here, it takes 7 days for composing.
No, I'm not saying it could take up to
7 days.
7 days.
21 days.
21 days.
No, for the larva to decompose from here.
Oh, yeah, within 5.
Maximum 5 days.
About 5 days or so. Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody want to start, what's the procedure the person will use to?
Well,
the person will come here or?
Right now, we don't have a lot of black soldier fly farmers in Ghana. There's a couple. In Eastern Africa, it's really huge. So if you want to start, definitely you can contact us, and we can supply you with a pre-pupa. We can also train you to understand the techniques with the black soldier fly farming. So
okay, how many days it takes for the training?
We have a one day or 2 day training. So if anybody's interested, you can give us a shout, and we'll let you know the processes involved. And if you think you've gone, I know CSR, they hold training sessions. So if you've gone to their training or you've gone to any other training and you want to buy a pre-pupa, we can let you know. And if you are listening through this channel and you want to buy a pre-pupa, we give you 50% off. Normally we charge 1,000 Ghana for 1 kg.
1 kg, 1,000 Ghana.
For pre-pupa. But if you come through this channel, your channel, will give you 50% off.
Wow, make what?
Which is 500 Ghana. But we even charge the lowest when it comes to pre-pupa. Pre-pupa is expensive because they know you are going to set up your own farm. But we are giving 50% off through your channel. Okay. So anybody's interested, and we'll help you understand the concept of BSF. Because BSF is great. It has a lot of benefits to the crop farmers and livestock farmers as well.
Okay, please, can you get your number so if anything we can?
My number is 059-410-6506. 059-410-6506. And my name is Dwomo.
Your location?
We are in Tichamante.
Tichamante, okay. Yes. So if the person, do you do delivery?
Yes, depending on where the person is, we can always package it for it to be delivered wherever the person is.
Wow.
We are going to give the Sassos the fresh larva. Okay. And you see the larva, you see how they scramble for it. So you see.
Wow. So how many times do you feed them?
We feed them black soldier fly larva every day.
A day, how many times?
Oh, these ones, because they are their Sassos, we feed them twice a day.
Okay.
Yes. So
do you have quantity for them for that?
Yes. We measure how much they need. We measure their number with how much protein content that they need, and then we give it to them. Okay. Yeah. And these are also the smaller ones. From what I've realized, that when you start feeding them the larva earlier,
okay,
they love it and they grow with it. Okay. Compared to when you start them when they are already grown. Yeah. And you see these are younger than these ones. Okay. And when I put you can see there's actually feed in here, right?
Yeah.
But you see that they will actually go for the BSF larva and they will leave the feed. So chickens actually love it. Okay. Right. So,
this one, are they boys or?
These are Sassos.
Okay.
Sasso is a dual purpose bird. They lay eggs and they're also good for meat.
Wow.
And our Sasso price is actually one of the cheapest. We sell Sassos that are fully matured 80 Ghana.
80 Ghana?
Yes.
Wow.
And the females for 70 Ghana.
Okay.
If you go out there, they'll be selling it over 100 Ghana, 150. But we don't. And that's the same concept that we are going to apply to our broilers. Okay. We are going to produce broilers that will be cheaper than the average cost of broilers because of the magic of the black soldier fly larva. This will make livestock farming very cheap. because the cost of production in poultry farming is very lucrative. It's very profitable. Like I always tell my friends, but the cost of production sometimes makes it very, very costly. And so in order to generate more profits, we have to find cost-effective ways of managing our farm.
Okay. So if in your future, what's your plan for your future?
So our future goal is to be able to feed all our chickens on black soldier fly larva. If I say all our chickens, we'll take the layers, we'll take the chick starter, which is the early feed for layer chicks. The growers can also feed on the BSF larva, but for the layers, we don't want to feed them BSF larva because layers have so many complications that we don't want to mess it up. Something like the